Thank you. Hill, I've missed some of this because, like everybody, we have to do other things during the meeting. Would it be fair to say at this point in the inquiry, the investigation, that we're a long way from finishing our inquiry, are we not?
I like to look at it I like to be optimistic rather than pessimistic, and I would say I think we've made a significant good start down the road.
Well, I think
we're not finished, but I think we've done a fair amount of work here, and we're getting we have a good record on the facts so far.
But you're a veteran investigator, veteran prosecutor, Inspector General at DOD. We all know this, and we have a lot of respect for you. But in any investigation, you don't know what's going to turn up next, do you?
Right.
And you're not telling us here today and the American people that you see the end of this investigation.
No, I think I said previously in response to another question that any investigation, the more you dig, you find things, and then you have to have time to go through those things.
Analyze it.
And that is happening. It's happening to us like it happens in any investigation. And we're trying to follow those facts to where they lead. Now, whether all of that will be finished by whenever this is determined to end, I don't know. But I think we'll make a significant contribution, and we'll have made a good
I think you're already making
body of knowledge.
A significant contribution, and I think the staff is. My concern is that we don't know what we don't know.
That's correct.
And I have the feeling that there's more out there, because I raised this morning, I raised the issue in my opening statement that I don't believe, as a member of the committee, that we've had the utmost support by the agencies that we're investigating. And I don't believe that we've had the support that was promised at the outset, by the administration. Having said that, I want to focus just what little time I have on the FBI. You may have talked about this earlier. I know you addressed it, and that is the analytical component of the FBI.
Right.
We know that the FBI's got good people. We know that they're great on investigations. They have no peer, I believe.
Right.
But on analysis of intelligence information, some of us have been on the committee, and this is my 8th year here, that we've been concerned with that for a long time. It's hard to put an intelligence division or component together and make it work. Tell us, in your judgment, what was the state of the analytical component of the FBI before September the 11th?
Well, on terrorism, basically, yeah.
As far as terrorism is concerned.
The FBI, I mean, our figures, we have the figures in the statement. They I think, had one individual working Al-Qaeda analytic
One
units.
individual working Al-Qaeda before September the 11th in the analysis.
Analysis, right.
Okay.
And, my own personal view, and you alluded to it, and I have worked with the FBI for many, many years, starting when I was a prosecutor, and I agree with you. I think they are tremendous investigators, and in terms of law enforcement, they can be the best on some cases and prosecutions.
Sure.
But that's their mission. Their mission is to do an investigation, to do a prosecution, do a case. If it's their case and their mission, their prosecution, they will go to the nth degree and they're very aggressive, and we need that. And they're very aggressive, and we need that. But they are not, at least in my experience, their training and their mission does not focus on going beyond that into the broader analytical world and looking at the big picture. They are focused on their case. And it's too bad, because their aggressiveness would be very good if they could also channel it, at least in issues like terrorism, a little broader onto the analytic view.
But before September the 11th, they only had one person in the whole Bureau working on that. you just testified to. Is that correct, on Al-Qaeda?
Yeah, and I just have a note from our staff who has done a lot of these interviews that it was at the FBI, they had one individual doing strategic analysis, is what we're talking about.
That's right.
They did have some others that were doing, as she calls, operational analysis, which I would interpret that to mean that was connected with prosecutions and cases. And
Still,
so
do
there
you
were
think-
individuals doing
You
that.
think that there is a way to get the FBI changed, or at least part of it, toward strategic analysis of information dealing with terrorism in the future? I know we've talked to the director about this, but that's harder to do than it is to say, isn't it?
Well, I think it's not only getting them to expand their focus. I mean, it's like any job or profession in an agency. They have to be able to give people incentives in terms of career and progression and those sorts of things to make the analysis positions in the FBI important positions that people want to do.